Pregnant mom kills home invader and justified shooting, now going to prison for the gun she used. Good morning, everyone. It is September 2nd, 2018. I'm Eric. This one comes from Jack Burns of the Free Thought Project. Do convicted felons have the constitutional right to defend themselves with a firearm? The answer to the question in most U.S. cities or states is a resounding no. Those who do, like Arkansas native Chrissy Noble, faces years in prison, all for choosing to protect their lives and the lives of their loved ones with a firearm. Noble was cleared of all wrongdoing in the December 7th shooting death of Dylan Stankoff, who attacked her in her home. Noble was pregnant at the time of the shooting when Stankoff, calling himself Cameron White, stopped by her home and asked to speak to Noble's husband, who wasn't home at the time. Saying he was a friend from the military, Stankoff left but returned later, pushing himself into Noble's home, attempting to cover her mouth to keep her from screaming. And a struggle between the two ensued. She escaped briefly and retrieved a .40 caliber handgun, fired 3 shots, and killed her attacker. But because she pled guilty to felony possession of marijuana, she now faces 6 years in prison, all for the crime of using her husband's handgun, a gun she successfully used to defend herself and the life of her unborn baby. The case against her is likely to be an open and shut case. After all, she pled guilty to drug possession and knew she was prevented by law from owning a weapon, a crime which the state takes seriously. The gun belonged to her husband, who is not a convicted felon. However, natural law, the same type upon which the U.S. Constitution was founded, does not discriminate against felons from possessing self-defense weaponry such as a handgun. Felons who still choose to defend themselves and their families from predators often resort to less than lethal weapons, black powder firearms, or handheld weapons such as baseball bats, all of which are nowhere near as effective as our modern guns. The war on drugs and the war on guns has yet again caught another morally innocent victim in its legal dragnet. Drug war advocates would likely contend she should have been in jail, not out on a suspended sentence for being in a car where a plant legal in some form in over half the country was found by police. Noble claims the cannabis did not belong to her, but to other occupants in the vehicle. War on guns advocates would likely blame Noble for opening her door to a stranger. Both groups of extremists are relentless in their pursuits to put people in prison for possessing a plant or for choosing to possess a firearm. Both groups' positions violate natural law. Because marijuana remains illegal in the state of Arkansas, countless individuals face long sentences behind bars, all for choosing natural medicine over dangerous pharmaceuticals. Consequently, the felonization or felonizing of all Americans is reaching epidemic proportions, with nearly 10% of the American population behind bars, and that's not an insignificant number there, people, with many of them imprisoned for cannabis. And, of course, it's legal in more than half of the United States now. Now, Noble is fearful the very baby she saved will not know her until his formative years have passed. She remarked her past should not have any bearing on her present fight to remain out of prison. I mean, how many people in this country molest children and don't go to prison? And there's an actual victim involved. The most vulnerable victim of our society, or victims. Is that justice? I mean, 10% of your population. And when you say 10%, you tend to think, oh, it's only 10%. But think about that. If we have, 365 million people, and 10% of them are in prison, that is a big fucking number. And that's a lot of people in prison. And I'm a natural law kind of person. I don't follow the law of government. I follow the law of nature. And the law of nature says, if somebody is attacking you, you do whatever you have to do. Right? And that it's okay to do so. But in this country, your ass will end up in prison. And for what? For self-defense. Anyway, thought I'd share this with you. Hope you all have a good day. Kill the state, live free.